Hello, everyone. A very happy CX Day to everyone around the world, all the CX enthusiasts, all the CX experts, everybody who loves customer experience. A very happy customer experience day to everyone. My name is Faran Niaz. I am the founder and CEO of CX Future, my own consultancy that helps organizations take their customer experience to the next level. I'm based out of Dubai. Today, I'm going to talk about a very important and very interesting topic, storytelling in the field of customer experience. I think all our lives are driven by stories. Since our childhood, stories have been such an important part of our lives. Same is the case with customers. I think our journeys with a product or a service or with any organization end to end has many moments in it. Those moments define those journeys. Um, these are the moments that we remember, good or bad, the moments where we feel compelled to remember them, to even narrate them to others. And whenever we go somewhere and say, I went to an organization, I stayed in a hotel, I had food somewhere, I traveled, and guess what happened? And that becomes a story. And those stories define those organizations, those stories define those brands, and we remember those brands and those organizations through the stories, not through what they provide. So why storytelling is so popular now and why everybody talks about storytelling. Most importantly, it triggers emotions. It creates empathy. It creates action. It creates memories, which stays long term into the back of our brains. And that's how storytelling today has become so important for all the organizations. And so very well put by one of the person who just touched the entire generation through his storytelling, through the product of Apple. And he said, the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. And how very well said that. From an organization perspective, when we look at these names, Coca-Cola, McDonald's of the world, the Turkish Airlines, and different other top brands in the world, they have defined and used storytelling for the benefit of externally and internally for the organization. Most importantly, to me, storytelling is so important for internal purposes. Define stories, create stories, communicate your vision, your mission, your goal, your values, everything in the form of a story. Show your employees get motivated, they get enthusiastic about the product, and they own the product so that they can narrate the same story to the customers who they're serving. Similarly, the product development, the marketing of your company needs to tell the stories, to explain the value of your product. It needs to speak to the customer through the voice, through the videos, through the landing page, social media, wherever the customer goes to, your organization needs to be talking about a story over there that's intriguing. Another important aspect, recruiting. Imagine if I want to work for a good brand. I want to see how I can relate myself to this organization. And when I go and study about this organization, I should feel proud to be part of that organization, to become part of that entity, to feel that that company has values and it stands for a certain particular mission that I can relate myself with. I will tell a few interesting sayings by some of the top experts who have defined customer experience in their own particular fields. And I think you can hear it in their sayings, in the quotes that they've given, the essence of their storytelling. Sir Richard Branson, founder of Virgin, of course, we're all familiar with him, said, today, if you want to succeed as an entrepreneur, you also have to be a storyteller. Unilever head, CEO, Paul Polman, brands with a purpose are going to be more successful. The real breakthrough is feeling it, not just in the head, but also in the heart. And we do a lot of storytelling around it. Similarly, Peter Guber, chairman of Mendeley Entertainment, said, stories have a unique power to move hearts. Whether you want to motivate executives, organize your shareholders, shape your media, engage your customers, win over investors, or land a job, you have to reach their hearts as well as their minds. And this is just what storytelling does. Well, how beautifully put. Last of all, We all watch Survivor. We all have seen The Voice. Mark Burnett, who's the producer of these two amazing shows, says, "My best skills have always been telling stories and pitching ideas." This whole story would be irrelevant if we don't talk about the one that I love, that we all are so fond of, where we have grown up by saying, "Once upon a time, there was a prince and a princess, and they all lived happily ever after." And that's what Disney did to us. And he said, "That's what we storytellers do. We restore order with imagination. We instill hope again and again and again." And yes, what amazing hope he brings to this world. That's what customer-led storytelling is all about. So if you want an engaging story, give them something to talk about. Provide them a platform for storytelling. Very important, there is a platform, social media, anything. Stay engaged and collect stories. Collect all the stories that you can as an organization and narrate them for your staff and for the customers. And then share the stories with the world. That's what best of the organization does. They feel proud of what they've done. They feel proud of the experience that they provide, and they share those amazing stories with all the world to experience from. What better than Rolex? Such an amazing brand. They say that every Rolex has a story behind it. Every Rolex tells a story. Let's hear it from some of the top professionals of the world, what they think about this product.
Reaching for your dreams was always something I tried to do. World number one, Grand Slams, whatever it is in life, believe you can achieve the impossible. 2009 was a very, very special year. I just won the French Open for the first time, and I was going into Wimbledon trying to break Sampras's record. I make it to the finals. It was just this epic match. Everybody was there, a lot of legends. Bjorn Borg sitting there, Rod Laver was there as well, and it was just nice to feel the love from the tennis family, which to me is really important. When I finally was able to lift the trophy again, it was with this particular one. It was a beautiful feeling. Today, it's a watch I look back and share memories with. I look at it and I see Wimbledon. I see me holding up the trophy.
As a kid, I would go to movies that would blow my mind, that would amaze me, that would take me to another world. When I decided to be a filmmaker, I wanted to give other people that feeling that I had. I wrote Avatar in 1995 based on ideas that I had when I was in college at the age of 19. I realized that the success of Avatar created a big responsibility for me. So I felt I needed to get involved and essentially become an activist on behalf of indigenous rights. I was deep in the Amazon, up the Xingu River with the Kayapo people, and I had made friends with the chief of that tribe, a man named Rope Ni. He gave me some great gifts, things that had great meaning to him. So I thought, what do I have that has that kind of value that I could give him? And I couldn't think of anything except my watch that had been with me for 20 years and had been through all my experiences. It was a Submariner, just like this one, and I wore it for 20 years. You know, everywhere I went, everything I did, 33 dives to the Titanic, making all the films that I made during that period of time. I was wearing the watch the first time I saw Titanic, for real, through the porthole of a submersible 2.5 miles down. And I was wearing the same watch in my black tie when I went up on the stage to get the Oscar for directing Titanic. And it was equally appropriate in both places. This is a watch that I bought as a replacement for the one that I gave to Ropni. When I look at my watch, I see all the places it's been in my mind. It's the one constant companion. People come and go. The watch is always there.
Every Rolex tells a story. How inspirational is that? Unbelievable. Storytelling begins, evolves. It took a new shape when it came to Marvel, and Stan Lee would always remain in the hearts and minds of everyone, including myself. I'm such a big fan of Marvel, and people who know me, that my life is surrounded by Marvel characters, and absolutely in love. The stories that they tell define the new generation as well, and such a mark they're leaving on everyone. And a lot of products are influenced by Marvel's characters today. I'm going to share very quickly a few very important stories with you. Nike is one brand which is very well known for its exceptional in telling stories. A few years ago, they decided to run a campaign, and they're big advocates of equality. They decided to run a campaign showing Arab women wearing hijab, and they said side by side. So the campaign was called Side by Side and Equality. So if we're all equal and we're side by side, then they showed all women together and Arab women wearing hijab and into all kinds of sports. And women all over the world absolutely loved it, because it said we're all equal. There is no difference between any of us. And this particular campaign left such a mark on everyone's lives. Same is the case with Airbnb. Airbnb has defined storytelling to a very different level. They tell stories through the voice of their customer. Their customer become their advocates, and they're the ones who are telling such amazing stories. Just like me, whenever I want to stay somewhere, I want to go into a hotel, I always read the reviews. I want to see what the customers are talking about. And based on their feedback, I define where exactly I'm going to stay and what kind of place I'm going to choose. Here, I would specifically like to narrate quickly a very interesting story about Fabio. Now, Fabio is a person based in Brazil, and he had a lady staying with her. And one day she called him, she was crying. And he said, "What happened?" He said, "I just lost my wallet. I just got off the bus and I lost my wallet. All my money, my passport, my cards, everything is in there." So she was quite frantic. He immediately left. He went with her, took a cab, went to every possible bus stand that she had been to, and started looking around in different buses, went to the bus company, registered a complaint, told them exactly what had happened, and guess what? In 48 hours, the wallet was returned, and the woman was absolutely thrilled. And this is one story that she could not stop talking about. And same is the case with many other people who have used Airbnb. Last of all, I would leave all of you with one very important narration. Tony Heisch, I had the honor of meeting him, the CEO of Zappos. I'm a big fan of Zappos. I think one of the best organizations when it comes to experience. And he said, let's take most of the money we wouldn't spend on paid advertisement and paid marketing, and instead of spending it on that, invest it into customer experience, customer service, and then let our customers do the marketing for us through the word of mouth. That marketing through the word of mouth is what storytelling is all about, and they have absolutely mastered this art. I hope you have liked this different stories that I shared from different organizations and brands, and it gives me so much inspiration that every organization, if you want to leave a mark on your customers, use stories, use these elements that you have to tell what your organization does in such a manner that people get inspired, the customers get inspired, and they remember you forever. So a very happy customer experience day to all of you again, and have a great day.